Hi, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. I'm so excited because today we'll be talking about overcoming emotional eating and also how do we get past body image issues. And my guest is my friend Elizabeth Adams. And I am very excited to dive into this topic with her. She's got im- her own personal experience, but she also has some coaching that she's done and also offers to her clients that helps them reprogram their subconscious mind through brain habits and subconscious reprogramming. Did I say that? Yes. So I'm excited about that. And also to learn more about how we can use these tricks and tips to have a better life and to focus on what really matters, our health. Thank you, Elizabeth, for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Gina. I so appreciate being here. Thank you. I'm honored.
Oh, it's so awesome. So a few weeks ago, we got together and we were talking and getting to know each other. And I really loved your story. It really touched my heart and, your family and your relationships and how your life started off in such, you know, a hard place, difficult place, and how you took those challenges in your life and you're able to shape them into pushing you into this path that has got you healthier and allowed you to help influence other people in your life and other clients. So tell me more about this. You're stepping into your personal development. When did it start? And what took you down this path to discovering for yourself what can help you overcome the body image issues that you face?
Yeah, totally. Thank you for that question. Yeah, I think I think I hit a point where it was late teens, and I was probably rock bottom, anxious and depressed, and I had a lot of weight on me, and I'm 5'2", and I was like considered obese at the time, for my height in the BMI, and I had developed a lot of like skin concerns. I would get like TMJ in my jaw, ringing in the ears, ovarian cysts, fibrocystics, all these things. And I would be going to the doctor all the time, and I was like, this is not life. I didn't want to be doing that all the time. And I was like, you know what, the doctors tell you, eat your vegetables, drink your water, um, but at the same time they encourage you to come back to go see them. And I was like, I don't want to be going in and out of the doctor. And I realized, okay, some things need to change. I definitely there's something needs to change. I just didn't know what it was, and I didn't have the push and the ambition to move forward. Because when you're in that rock bottom moment, it's like nothing really can move you from there. But then I met this one man, who was older than I was, and he really saw this light in me that I didn't see for myself. And it wasn't until, really being in that relationship, and also in conjunction seeing, okay, wow, I'm like madly in love with this guy, and I'm shifting. I started doing the things, eating healthy, being more active, and progressing in the right direction little by little, and making those into habits into my life, to make it into a lifestyle. Then I started seeing the light that he saw in me, and then I was like, oh my goodness, this is actually beautiful. I can continue, and wow, let me, um, keep going and see where I go with this. So that's what sparked my whole personal growth, and it's my life went completely 360, and I'm so grateful to even have had that breakthrough moment to move forward.
I love this story because it wasn't until this person saw you and inspired you to see yourself in a different light that your life changed. And I think it's so important for us to realize how we have the power to do this for others and shine their light for them to see themselves. And this is what you do through your coaching business, you're able to pass this on, this gift of helping people see themselves differently. And starting with that, I don't really know what a neurocoach is. Could you explain, like, how did you discover this and how does it help you and help others?
Yeah, neurocoaching is has been an amazing gift that I almost fell from the sky, because I Dr. Shannon Irvin, who is my mentor, and she created this neurocoaching certification. And now, as a master neurocoach, I get to really um, find the subconscious thought that really drives the rest of the way, that doesn't help or serve someone get to the result that they want. And so it's almost like working backwards, and we need to really dive deep. Okay, somebody wants to lose weight, but they've been trying for a long time. There's some subconscious rooted thing that's running in the background that's preventing that from happening. And then
Hmm.
that ties into the beliefs that tie into the identity of a person. And so it's a matter of really reprogramming the subconscious mind to make the necessary shifts, and in conjunction start doing the habits, the brain based habits to move the needle to then get the results that somebody wants. And this pertains to wealth also, and success, and getting the career that somebody wants, the life that you want. It's all related. And neurocoaching, you're able to do that with this process and this system that I use for my clients as well.
It makes sense to me. I also do subconscious reprogramming every day. I can't wait. It really works, digging into this subconscious, you find so much that is there that you don't even realize that is stopping you in your life. And so definitely this, I can see that this would be a reason for transformation growth. And I also feel that when we understand more about our bodies and ourselves, we have more respect, and then when we tap into the subconscious, we realize, wow, this body is amazing. And it remembers everything. And we're mostly using our conscious mind, which really doesn't, I mean, we're moving in autopilot every day and we don't tap into what's really there. And so much of our life we're not really seeing is impacting us every single day. So that is awesome that you use this and now you're able to help other people. Are you
Yeah.
able to share like some of your favorite stories of maybe aha moments you've had or some of your clients have had with this?
Yeah. So, and I want to tie that into getting to know a person's body, and really my clients, when they want to achieve the result that they haven't been able to do, no matter the diet, the workout plan, all the things, really getting to know their body is vital, because if you're not really sure what your body is telling you in the first place, the food triggers, the emotional triggers, um, just emotion in general. A lot of people, most people, myself included, in the past, I would repress my emotions. Like, I wouldn't allow myself to feel the feelings that's coming up, whether it's sadness, anger, madness, even
Yeah.
happiness. Sometimes I would refrain from it, just so that, for whatever reason, subconsciously, of course, there's the thought that stops somebody from doing that. And so once the thought is figured out, then the emotion gets released, after being repressed for so long. Once that's released, now we're diving into the body and seeing, okay, what is here to teach me that I need to um, pay attention to, that will drive the needle for me. And a lot of the time is the stress response on the body. So a lot of high achievers, I work with a lot of high achievers, driven individuals, ambitious, purpose driven individuals, and they are constantly on the go. And but their body is stressed. So understand, but that stress is going to be, it's going to always be there. The emotional stress is likely to continue because that's the way that they are. They're high achievers, they're high performers, they're ambitious, they're on the go. So
Mm.
it's gonna take some time. It's gonna be vital that they kind of reset their body to know, okay, this is what's happening, but this is how we're going to alleviate that stress response, so that we, with conjunction with the brain, we can work smoothly. And now it's going to happen. Like it's going to happen. And then it'll take like 90 days for the shift, for the change. But we need to make it permanent with another 90 days, right? We need to constantly work at it because every day is a different day to make sure that you are getting permanent results for what it is that you want, right? Because a lot of people, most people, what they do is they'll get results, but then life won't happen. So it's like the reverting backwards. This happens all the time. And my job really is to not let that happen, make this a consistent, permanent change that's going to last a lifetime. And so that's why I do this whole combination, because it's, I think it's so important that nobody gets stuck back at square one after them putting all this work and effort that could have been stopped from the beginning. And I've been there, and I don't like that I was there, but I had to be there in order to create the system for other people so that they don't have to go through that. They don't have to suffer and, be struggling, continue to struggle. So yeah.
Yeah, I get it, like we don't like the bad stuff that happens in our lives, but it helps us to help other people. And I also love that you're talking about how, this has helped you because it forms habits, and it doesn't, you didn't put the weight on your body overnight, and it's not going to be something that you can release overnight. I also like the words release instead of losing weight, because you don't want to find it. And so when you release it, you're like free it up, and it's okay, and it's a lot of self-love in that, right?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I love that. Yeah.
And then as far as having a negative body image, do you think that has a lot to do with how we perceive our identity? And sometimes, I mean, our past experiences like keep the weight on for security reasons. It's not always that we're doing, we're living our lives so that it can be that there's sometimes, what I'm really trying to say here is, there's sometimes that we keep the weight on because it helps us be seen, or there's some kind of a benefit that comes from the weight that we
Mhm.
keep on our bodies. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, there that's definitely the case for a lot of people. And it comes down to childhood and that thought that or like somebody saying something, or like um recently, actually, one of my previous clients, she told me that her father would tell her something about her weight, and that was the only time that he would talk to her. And that was her way of like holding on to this feeling and emotionally eating and being at that weight for so long, was because that was the only time that was that little bit of connection with him.
Right.
That's all subconscious. She didn't even think that until that moment that she had this conversation with me.
Yeah, I
It
get
was
it.
all, right.
And I don't think people even realize that, like, there's a purpose that the weight is there.
Yep.
There's a reason, there's a lesson in it.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. And she was able to have that breakthrough after that session, because that was like the little guy in the background, like holding her back, but with the process, moving forward, getting to know her body, and really, I guess, forgiving herself and forgiving that part of her that felt like she wasn't receiving that connection that she really needed, and finding that connection within herself.
Right. I also feel strongly about this, but there's, when we become mothers, and you're not a mother yet, but when, as a mother and a wife, when you step into these different roles in your life, even getting a new job, stepping up the corporate ladder, sometimes we forget who we are because we get into the process of doing, and also caretaking, you know, being the mother, cooking dinner, cleaning house, all of those things, and we forget about us and our needs. And I think it's very, very important what you're teaching is to stop, stop it, and really just look at yourself. What does your body need? Because when we fill our cups, we're able to give more to other people. And I just really love this, that what you're doing, and your stories of how other people are experiencing this transformation and realizing things, not just releasing the weight, but also looking at who they were and the reasons why they got there, in order for them to recreate and reinvent themselves to follow a new path in their lives. That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. It really is, and I love that you brought that in, because that's essentially what I'm helping them do, is really slow down so that they accelerate and
Yeah.
accelerate in their life, in their bodies. They feel amazing. They have the confidence. They have the energy. And they're really loving themselves back, because you mentioned earlier about like a person not loving themselves, not
Mhm.
being there for themselves. And really, that's the whole premise here, is for them to really connect with themselves internally. And that's really going to be, it's going to like exponentially explode.
Yeah. I love it. So cool. So, do you have any recommendations for people who are in this mode in their lives where they want to be healthier, and they maybe they see their future, if they keep on this path, their future's not looking so bright. What is the first thing you would recommend someone do if they see this and they recognize this in their lives and they realize I really need to take responsibility for my health? What's the first thing you would recommend them doing?
Yeah, I think I think the first thing is really planning out, whether that's the next day. Plan out the next day and incorporate some sort of physical activity, some time in nature. Go for a walk, if that be, or even starting a new membership would be like a step forward, because every step counts towards that desire that you are wanting, right? If you're not feeling like you're in a good place right now, just start with a couple small little steps. Sign up for the gym, go for a walk in nature, plan it out for the next day. Plan out your meals for the next day. What are you going to eat? Are you having vegetables in every meal? Let's say you're not, you're not going to go cold turkey and cut out all the, junk food that somebody's going to be eating, right? That you're eating. But maybe instead of eliminating, maybe adding in some vegetables that are going to nourish your body, that are going to provide the nutrition, and even water, right? At the same time, when feelings do come in, really taking that moment right then and there to really allow yourself to feel. And you can even put your hand to your heart, your heart to your hand, and really close your eyes and breathe into your heart space and feel into that feeling, whether it's sadness, anger, um, frustration. Just be there, sit with it for a little bit, and then allow yourself to release it, right? So I would advise, like, to get started, really just planning it out, because once you plan it, you're more likely to do it. And then little by little, moving forward, you'll be able to habituate that thing, whatever works for you, and make sure that it's something that you enjoy doing, right? Don't do something that's like, ugh, this is annoying. Do something that you love and bring in some fun into the process and enjoy yourself, right? Life should be enjoyed. Yeah, it shouldn't have to be, difficult and um, uncomfortable. It should be enjoyed. So make it enjoyable for yourself.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing you say is planning the habits that are going to make you successful. And I remember years ago, one of my, I was at a women's empowerment retreat, and I had to share a room with someone, and she would prep the night before. Like, we would wake up before the sun rose to go for a walk, and she'd have her shoes ready. She'd actually go to sleep in her exercise clothes so that she could just get up, put her shoes on, and get out the door. Because once you stop to think about, like, I gotta do this, then your mind pulls you back into this comfortable space, which is your bed, and you don't want to leave. So planning that is, and another thing, talking about food, I think planning the habit is meal prepping, and maybe just getting some healthy snacks ready in little bags that you can grab when you're hungry. Just grab the carrots and the hummus instead of the cookies, and eventually over time you're going to build that taste for it and want them, so you got to start getting that ball rolling, and then eventually you won't buy the cookies, but you'll still eat them here and there, but you will invest in your health.
Exactly. Exactly. Love that. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So is there anything else you'd like to share with us about what you've learned throughout your life, growing up, or through your process of self-awareness and growth?
Yeah. Yeah, I do would like to add about um, relationships and setting boundaries with other people, especially those who may not be on the same path with you, or really having a conversation with a significant other or a relative that you love so deeply, and it might feel like at times, because of this change and the transition, that you're changing and you're becoming a new person. It's vital that you have that conversation with these people, because they, although they won't understand, they're not going to get it. It's not really for them to understand, but it's for you to really be in your truth and know exactly why you're doing what you're doing for yourself and for nobody else. And once you just have that conversation, it's going to be easier, and you're not going to feel pressure, or you're not going to feel bad because you're, going the opposite way of other people. And just, allowing yourself to put your foot down, because this really means a lot to you, right? So really prioritizing that and having those conversations will be helpful to you and serve you so well in the future, versus because those types of things and situations will come up, right? You're going to surround yourself with people who are not on the same page as you, because you're changing and you're growing and learning, and it's gonna be so helpful to have that conversation, so that when that time comes, you know exactly where you stand, and nobody's gonna feel confused or like anxious because things are different, right? But you've had that conversation in advance.
Yeah, I think that's so important, and a lot of times that can become something that negatively keeps us from getting to our goal, is the people that we surround ourselves with, especially our family. If we live in a household and we have children, or we're cooking for everyone, sometimes you might want to maybe plan it out so that there's more involvement, or also you start to eat differently, and it's okay from to eat differently from what they're eating, or add that in for them. It could be either way, and add more veggies. um, I know for myself, I like to sneak the greens in my son's shakes, and he's gotten to love them. So it's these little things that we do for ourselves that we can also do for our families, and we can actually be a great role model during this time. And instead of seeing it as their negative, their, keeping you from your goal, realize that you have the power to not only change your life, but to change your family's life by making these healthy decisions. Would you agree?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally. It's like this whole ripple effect of like your family, even the work office starts shifting
Mhm.
everything, because it's like, wow, this is great. Like everybody's feeling great, more energy, and we love each other because now we're not aggravated and we're on the same page. So it's like, wow, beautiful. It's this beautiful ripple effect, and everybody's healthy at the
Right.
same time, which is
And it all
great for
started because of
productivity.
you. Yep.
Exactly, exactly. And yeah, exactly. And it all starts because of other people wanting this desire for themselves and wanting that for themselves too. So I'm so excited that I get to be a part of this journey for other people too.
Yes, you are. You're such a light for so many. And with that, what is there a way that people can contact you to learn more about what you do?
Yeah, everybody can connect with me on Instagram and LinkedIn and Facebook at the Elizabeth Adamas. Um, that's it. The Elizabeth Adamas. That's it. You can send me a DM. You'll discover for yourself on all the socials that I just mentioned, all the content that I put out, live trainings and workshops, and a lot of free content too that you will have available to you. And let's connect. Send me a DM if you have any other questions. And I'm here to serve, right? I'm here to assist. So thank you, Gina, for having me. I appreciate
I
you.
I am just so mind blown because I thought your name was Adams. I thought the ES was S. You're like Adams, but it's Adam S. So that's how people can find you. It's ADAMES.
Yes, yes.
Adam S. Adam S.
That's
Thank you for
correct.
telling us how to find you. And I'll drop the links below so people can click on the link easily and get to you. So thank you for this time. I've enjoyed
Thank you
it.
so thank you. Thank you so much, Gina. I appreciate you. Thank you.
And thank all of you for joining us today. And if you like this podcast, please leave a review. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much. And I look forward to another time, another interview. Thanks, Elizabeth.
Bye.
Aloha.